Hi everyone, welcome to Tuples lecture. So in this lecture we're going to cover 3 different examples of how to use tuples. So they have immutable elements and we have also tuple unpacking. So we'll see how those both work in this lecture. Alright, so let's take a look at the first example. So what we have here is just a pets list of cats all the way to cow. And what I'd like to do is convert this into a tuple. So what I can do is t1 and then tuple and then pets. And then I can do simply t1, and you can see now that we have a immutable tuple. So here you can see we have the opening and closing parentheses. And what I like to do is just type t1, and we can see that is a tuple. If I were to do pets, we get a list here. Right, so what I like to do with t1 is I want to index the cat, and I want to change it to, let's say, a tiger. Well, what's going to happen when we run this code? Well, we get a type error. It says here, tuple object does not support item assignment. And that's because all the elements in our tuple are immutable, meaning we cannot change them, we can't replace them in any way, shape, or form. So for example, if I were to go back, and let's say I want to just get the letter C, and try to change it to a B, again I have the same error, type error. Because even the characters in the string are also immutable because they're in a tuple. Okay, so we also have, we'll do t1.tab. We just have these two functions or methods, counts and index. So if I to do index of, let's say, lamb, we get index of 4. So if I were to do t1, 4, we get lamb, of course. And if I were to do count, we only just get 1. But if I put another one in here, let's say lamb, then we have 2. Okay, so let's take a look at our second example with tuple unpacking. Right, so we have 3 nested tuples in a tuple, t2. And what I'd like to do is unpack these values. So I can simply do x, y, z equals t2. And we take a look at the first one, x. You can see I have the first nested tuple. And I can also do the same for y. And lastly for z. And what I can also do is unpack those as well. So I could do a and b equals, let's do for x, and we'll do a. And we just get the value of 10. Similarly for b, we get 20 here. Okay, and what I can also do is the same for a list as well. So if I do list t2, you can see I have a list here, and I can just do x, y, z, and then I can do x, and we just get again our nested tuple. Okay, so let's move on to the third and final example with tuple unpacking and an asterisk. Right, so we have here t3 and t4, and what I'd like to do is for t3, I'd like to be able to have some more values here. So if I do 1, 2, 3, but then you can see I have a problem. I don't want them all like this. I don't want to have a nested tuple. I want them all to be just in one tuple. So the way to solve this is with an asterisk. And now you can see we just have one tuple. Then I can put in, let's say, some other numbers here, and then I can put in, let's say, t4. Okay, so you can see that we have just all the values in one tuple here. Great. And I can also do t3 plus, let's do t4. So add them together. And I can also multiply. So it's twice as big, 3 times as big, etc. And lastly, let's say I have A, B, and C, and I want to unpack t3. Well, what's going to happen here? You'll notice that we have only A, B, and C, which are just 3 variables, but we have 4 values in our t3. So I'm just going to run this. So we have a value error, too many values to unpack, expected 3. So the way to resolve that is we simply go to C, put an asterisk here, and now if I take a look at A, we have 10. For B, we have 20, but for C, we have a list here of the last 2 values, which are 30 and 40. Okay, great. So that concludes my lecture on tuples and unpacking and its immutability. I hope it's been insightful. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and I will see you in the next lecture. Thanks.